Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty serious episode for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for, so please make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all are fully aware, Kyrie Irving can be a controversial and polarizing figure from time to time, right? One of the biggest examples of this was during the lockdown, and when they introduced the vaccine, and he basically decided that he wasn't going to be vaccinated under any circumstances, and he was willing to not be able to play any games, right? Created a big story, and it created a lot of conversation around him where a lot of people were supporting him and a lot of people were not supporting his decision in doing that. And now it seems as if he may find himself in hot water again with certain groups based on something that he did, I believe it was on Friday, on social media. And we're getting a lot of this information here from an article that I found this morning from Yahoo Sports that I definitely want to read. I want to read to you guys. So before we go any further, let me just actually get into this article here so we don't waste any time getting into this, because I have a lot of thoughts about this. So the article starts off with the headline: Nets owner Joe Tsai condemns Kyrie Irving's tweeting of anti-Semitic video. Kyrie Irving's latest venture into conspiracy theories and controversy have drawn condemnation from Brooklyn Nets team owner Joe Tsai and his team for its clear anti-Semitism. On Thursday, the Nets point guard tweeted out a link to a documentary called Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America, based on a book of the same name by Ronald Dalton Jr. As Rolling Stone explains it, the documentary puts forward ideas in line with more extreme factions of Black Hebrew Israelites, which have a long history of misogyny, homophobia, xenophobia, Islamophobia, and especially anti-Semitism. Making use of fabricated quotes and debunk hoaxes, the documentary and book reportedly laid out a number of anti-Semitic tropes to claim Jews control the world and are responsible for centuries of Black oppression. A day after Irving tweeted the link, Joe Tsai posted a response outrage, stating the movie to be full of anti-Semitic defamation and suggested Irving has promoted hate. Joe Tsai took to Twitter to say this: I am disappointed that Kyrie appears to support a film based on a book full of anti-Semitic disinformation. I want to sit down and make sure he understands this is hurtful to all of us. As a man of faith, it is wrong to promote hate based on race, ethnicity, or religion. The article continues on. The Nets released their own statement to Nets Daily, saying they had no tolerance for hate speech. They went on to say the Brooklyn Nets strongly condemn and have no tolerance for the promotion of any form of hate speech. We believe that in these situations, our first action must be open, honest dialogue. We thank those, including the Anti-Defamation League, who have been supportive during this. Here are my thoughts on this particular matter here. And I do have plenty, so please bear with me. Now, when I initially heard this story, when I initially, found out about this story, I had to go figure out where he posted this. So I went to his Instagram page. I didn't see anything there. So then I went to Twitter. When I got to Twitter, that's where I found what he posted. And apparently it was a link to a film on Amazon, a 2018 film that is centered on the true identity of the children of Israel. That's the description, literally verbatim, from Amazon.com. So that's where I'm getting that description from. So based on the little description of the movie, it wasn't really enough because I wasn't understanding what the hell it was about. So I decided to watch the trailer to gain a better understanding what it was all about before we came out here and started talking, to avoid making a fool of ourselves. So I watched the trailer, and to be quite honest with you, I was a bit confused. I wasn't really clear on the central idea of the documentary. So I guess it could be clear after you watch it, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know anything about it beyond what I just read in the description and what I saw in the trailer. Now, here's the part that actually confuses me. The first a bit of confusion for me is, why did Joe Tsai put out that tweet in the first place, especially publicly? This is one of your teammates. This is one of your players, one of your staff members. You could have called him and spoken to him and then addressed it. Now, obviously, some may say, well, how do we know that didn't take place? But to just throw him out there like that, to do that, to me is pretty it didn't sit well with me. But hey, maybe some people are with that. Now, I'm going to assume before Joe Tsai made those comments, I'm going to assume that he watched that movie. right? To at least have a complete picture on what he was about to comment on. I hope he saw the movie before making that comment, because otherwise it would be crazy for you to comment on something that you really don't understand. That's why I can't comment on it, because I haven't watched it. I don't know much about it. I have no understanding of it. So that's the first part. But here's the other part I'm really not understanding in all of this, and this is the part that really is not sitting well with me beyond what Kyrie posted, because I've moved. That's not really the point of this particular show here. I'm kind of past that. Here's my larger kind of point in this entire situation. If a man, no matter the man, no matter his background, is trying to gain a better understanding of his heritage, how can you condemn that person? Forget about the fact that he posted it. I'm talking from a standpoint of maybe, an African, an Asian, a European, any other person from any other part of the world that's sitting down trying to understand where they come from. How can you condemn them for that? That's the part I'm not understanding. The second part is this. Joe Tsai was born in Taiwan. Right, he was born in Taiwan, but I believe he is a Chinese Canadian businessman. I'm trying to understand something. Is Joe Tsai trying to educate Kyrie Irving on who he is? That's the part really I'm trying to understand here. That's the part I'm not following. It's one thing to say, I condemn you for putting out that movie because it feels like as if you're trying to propagate this particular message. That's one thing. But the other part of it is he trying to educate Kyrie Irving on his background? Like, that's the part I'm not following. That's the part in all of this that I'm not getting. Now, as y'all know, and I've said it a few times on the channel, but as some of you may be aware, my father's Nigerian and my mother is from Sierra Leone, right? West African. And in terms of Nigeria, I'm an Igbo, right? So I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. Our people, particularly, we originate from Inri in Anambra State. So this is, if you don't know what it is, you can just quickly Google it after this particular show here. And in Inri, where we originate, we actually have a museum called Odinani Museum Inri that has the full history, the complete, let me say it to you this way, the complete history of our people. Complete. So I would find it extremely offensive if an outsider came to me and tried to lecture me about my heritage. That would be, if you want to see a rude encounter, do that to me or somebody that feels the same way that I do. I would just tell you, my guy, please, it's better you keep your mouth shut. You cannot be an outsider coming to lecture me about my heritage. You don't even try it. Don't even try. That is the highest. That is one of the best ways to offend someone. So Joe Tsai is from where he is. Are you telling me that Joe Tsai knows more about Kyrie Irving's background than Kyrie Irving does? What would make him believe that? And if the shoes were reversed, if Joe Tsai was the one putting up something regarding his family or regarding trying to understand something, do you think Kyrie Irving will go out there and put out a tweet against him if it has nothing to do with him? So that's the part I'm not really understanding here. Right? I'm not really understanding. I would be extremely offended if an outsider came out and tried to, if I post something trying to understand something about my background, forget about what he posted, but just in general, and you're an outsider and you're coming here to comment on my affairs. Who the hell are you to be commenting on my affairs? Who are you? And the Igbos have a history that has been well documented. This is not something I'm just pulling out of the sky. Well documented. So it is one thing to make a hateful statement or promote hate. That I'm totally against. Period. End of story. Y'all know that. But I'm getting the sense that he's trying to condemn him for trying to find out about his heritage or scold him. What the hell are you? Who are you? You came from your part of the world. Where you are, you know your heritage. Don't be going around telling people what they should promote. Now, I'm assuming that he saw the particular documentary, but it just has a nasty taste in my mouth. Who the hell are you? Who are you to be telling people who are you to be doing that? You know, I could never, that's the part that's not sitting well with me. What's going on? Like, you're going to run around and start educating people about who they are? And people try to do this. You see them on YouTube. No, black people from here and from here. They're just people talking. They're just talking. They read 1 or 2 books and they're talking. Oh, well, we're from here and we're from there and blah, 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 blah. If that's what you believe, that's one thing. But don't go be lecturing people and telling them what and what. So if he's condemning him for doing that, for putting out that that particular, if he feels like Kyrie Irving put out that particular message, I 100% on, I'm 100% on Joe Tsai's side in terms of trying to quelch that type of behavior. However, if he's going on to some other stuff and trying to lecture Kyrie Irving about who Kyrie Irving is and his background, that he needs to cut that out. As an outsider, you have no business commenting on other people's heritage and you have no business. Don't even do it. Right? I would never do it. I would never do it to another group of people. I would never do it. Never. Don't ever do that to anyone. It's a very quick way to offend someone by doing something like that. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. Or do you think there will be any repercussions for Kyrie Irving's behavior? Do you think he's going to put a statement out in response to his owner? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next one. Peace.